Hey Bobby Buck Promotions.
Yeah, y'all. It's a new day, y'all. Yeah. We got some business to take care of. Lots of business. The people are dying every day, shedding tears every way. Oh my God, I feel their pain. Oh my God, who's to blame? We need another day to see the light, a new way to stop this fight. Peace in the hood is on its way, and peace in the hood is here to stay. Cause it's a new day, it's a new day, and peace.
The views, opinions, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this following program and comments on this channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of all persons involved in this program. Listener and viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, I want to welcome everybody to the new show, 2022. It's a New Day podcast, and I have with me my esteemed, privilege, and pleasure to have Umar Hakim with me here today. And our topic is politics in America. And we're going to do a couple segments, but the one thing we're going to talk about is the Biden-Harris administration. Most of us have spent over a year now. Some of us can remember all the promises that were made, but we have been able to see their performances between, I guess, January up to now. And so we want to talk about our grade, how we see it, and also we're going to bring up the topic of Ukraine, whether or not Black people in America should really be concerned about what's going on in Ukraine and why, if we should be concerned. So, bring you in. I was looking for the clock, but I guess it's going already. I got a minute or so into my presentation. So, and also, I want to share the fact that Ukraine is monopolizing the news, rightly so. But we need to be finding out other sources of information, because we're not hearing anything no more about Black people getting shot by the police. I guess it stopped. COVID, housing, income, employment. So there's a lot of other issues that people should be concerned about and not just get stuck up on one thing. So we need to find different sources of information. I was listening to Al Sharpton today, and when I found my wife, welcome to the show. She's always talking about the fact that the commentators are scripted. You know, we go to one channel, flip to another channel, they're saying the same thing, it's going over and over and over. You know, I mean, they're scripted. Because I'll be looking for the Black commentators to give us some information about some things, and I'm not hearing it. So I guess somebody was getting at Al Sharpton, because he said he's been getting a lot of feedback, and people asking him, why is he just saying the same old thing? Why he's not reporting on other kind of news? And he didn't say he was scripted. What he said was, y'all need to find another source of information, which was basically telling us he's scripted. They give him something to read every time he come on, and that's what he read. And if Ukraine is what he gonna read about, that's what y'all gonna get, because he don't run the network. Politic Nation don't set up what you gonna hear. He's just getting a good job, and he's saying what they're telling him to say. Okay, so we need to find other sources of information, because a whole lot of other things is going on that we're not hearing about. And with that, I'm going to pass the mic to Umar. I think I ate up some of your seconds.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me to the show. It's a new day. It's always a new day. I thank God for waking up on every day for this new day. You have some interesting topics here, and hopefully I could share some insight, my personal opinion on what I feel about the Biden and Harris administration, as well as the situation in the Ukraine. I'll start with the Biden and Harris administration. I'm at an age whereas living as a citizen in Black America, I haven't seen too much change in our community from any administration that has taken governance in office, taken occupation in office. Since they have been elected into office, inflation has went up, gas has went up, housing is still a crisis, homelessness is still a crisis, and employment is still high. So whatever solutions that they may have for that, it's time to implement that, because we are always worried about other issues elsewhere instead of resolving the domestic situation. And then you have the corporate interests that's overshadowing our domestic interests. So, the Biden and Harris administration really have to come through with what they campaigned on, especially to Black America as well as other people of color. We are in need of leadership that has our interests as it relates to our needs and values for employment, for housing, for education, and healthcare. As far as the war in Ukraine, it's always have to be some type of situation going on to distract us from what's really going on, because America has its own issues. And I can't really understand how we could have war while we still have war on our streets here. You have the gangs, you have the war on drugs here, you have the COVID warfare. Everything that's here is still plaguing our community, but yet and still it's being we are ready to resolve what's going on in international territory. So I think Biden administration and the war in Ukraine is definitely disrupting or interfering with resolutions here in the solutions here in the United States. That would be my time. OG, you on mute. Unmute yourself.
Let me piggyback on what you were saying about Ukraine, and I was talking about news, because like in 2014 better, they signed this thing called the Budapest Memorandum. Okay, it was signed between Russia, Britain, and the United States. And what they at this time, Ukraine was the third largest nuclear country, because what happened when the Soviet Union broke down, a lot of those nuclear plants were in Ukraine. Ukraine had 19,000 nuclear bombs. They were in control of some silos. And what Russia, Britain, the United States did, they convinced them to get 18,000 nuclear weapons back to Russia, to close down the silos and everything, and they guaranteed them that they would never be bombed or never be attacked. This is what they all three of these countries agreed to that. That's why you don't hear on the news, Britain ain't saying nothing, United States ain't saying nothing, even Russia. Nobody's mentioning the Budapest Memorandum, which all of them signed. The United States acting like, oh, we trying to help y'all for democracy. No, they owe these people this. They took the people's weapons. They took the people's security and promised them they would never be attacked. Now they're being attacked. You see the United States making all kinds of excuses by not giving them no planes. Oh, this is the cold part. They won't give them no planes because they said they have to shoot down some Russian planes. And if they shoot down Russian planes, that's going to be World War III. So in other words, they said, we're going to let you get bombed. We'll let you get bombed. And now they're calling him a war criminal. Well, Putin's a war criminal. You should be trying to stop him. So it sounds like black people need to find out from America what kind of defense do you have to protect us from the Russian nuclear weapons. That's what it seems like Biden's scared of. They're going to shoot some nuclear weapons. Well, what kind of defense do we have? You're talking about Ukraine. No, black people. We need to be concerned about what kind of weapons the United States have to protect the black communities. And don't get twisted. Because a nuclear war is definitely possible. But trying to stop, that's like a bully. Well, I don't want to slap him back because he might hit me 2 or 3 more times. That don't even sound logical. Especially when you promise these people protection. So I wanted to say that on that. I wanted to talk a little bit about what I call that on how we're going to deal going forward. Okay. How are we going to deal going forward with the Biden-Harris administration or with City Hall downtown? Not just in LA, but in because how many times we've got lied to by the politicians in this country? But they want to tell you, the guy over there in Russia, he crazy. How many times have the politicians just in LA alone done lied to us and stole money? So when you talk about democracy, this is what they're trying to peddle. There's Ukrainians living in America already. Been living here. And I ain't hating on nobody. But I know I ain't seen none of them at no Black Lives Matter rallies. I know that much. I know the guy that got in that was testifying, in the impeachment trial. He was from Ukraine. He was a military man, swearing how his family came over here, joined the United States, be a United States citizen. He all proud. He know black people getting killed over here. He ain't said nothing. And the other thing is, very important, black people. This country broke 500 treaties with the Indians. 500 treaties. Do the research. And they just crossed Ukraine. Why do you think they, Kamala Harris, why do you think we should believe Biden? Or you? Y'all done broke 500 treaties with the Native Indian Americans over here. And doing Reconstruction. When they call themselves so-called freeing the black people. They told us they were going to protect us from the Ku Klux Klan. Then they took their ass out and fought the Indians. So we got crossed too. Black Wall Street, when we got bombed up. Are we supposed to forget about all this here? Oh, Putin is a terrorist. Putin is a war criminal. But we supposed to forget all the lynchings that y'all did because they have what I call the Jedi mind trick. They have a good way of convincing us that we didn't even get lynched. That all that horrible things that happened to us never happened. And now you can just believe what we say. So moving forward, somebody told me we should deal with these people strictly on business. Strictly business. And stop the emotions. Oh, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. Oh, I'm a liberal. We need to cut that crap out and deal with them strictly on business. So moving forward, I ran my time out. Turn it over to Umar.
Moving forward. That's an interesting strategy that we have to implement. One of the problems about moving forward, we need to create, I think we do not know how much power we really have as a people. And when I say that, they say power is in the numbers. We have a lot of minds, we have a lot of resources, but they're not organized into a function that's create one voice. So moving forward, we need our own lobbyists. We need to create our own lobby PAC organizations who can represent our needs and values, because everyone else's needs and values get represented at the table except ours, or when we do have our organizations rep our needs and values, they get ignored for whatever reasons. Hopefully, Q, like you mentioned earlier, hopefully Q was able to restore his talks with the Biden and Harris administration, because he had an agenda that represents our needs and values. And if they haven't gotten back to him, that's another sign that we need to start representing ourselves. So there's a number of ways that we can start taking action. One of the ways we can start taking action is building our own power base. When we build our own power base and identify what the common interest is between us, then we could definitely start become advocates on that level. But right now, we do not have a power base that could represent us properly. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody who could go to the federal halls and to the Congress and say, hey, this is what we believe in. Let me see. Yeah, definitely need to build our power. So that's what we're doing now here in California, trying to build our own power base. We got a ways to go, but we have everything that we need. We got a lot of organizations, we got a lot of influencers, we got resources, but we still are lacking that one power base that could really represent us as a people. And when I say create power, not the type of power that you create, that you keep for yourself, but the type of power that's shareable among all people. You know what I'm saying? Among us, at least at first. So we definitely have to create power that's going to get us heard and listened to. That's going to get us heard. That's going to be effective. We have a new mayor come in. We need to meet with her to see what she believes in and how she could represent our voice, our situation. My time is running out, but we definitely need to build power in the right way that could represent our values and needs and interests.
Well, with that, we got Cliebo coming in from Georgia, and we're talking about politics in America. You know, you might have missed some of the parts, but speaking about, we were talking about the Biden-Harris administration. So I'm going to first give you opportunity to respond on that, on giving them a grade. You know, like I say, we already been through a whole year. Some of us can remember some of the promises that were made. You know, we know what they've been doing and what they haven't been doing. So just from that point, if you was to give them a grade, I want to know, what would you give them a grade on? What would be your grade? What do you think they have done? What do you think they haven't done? And I spoke a little bit about the Jedi mind trick on how, like, they can make a whole lot of promises to us during a campaign, and then a year or two later, when they haven't done anything, they've been already molding our brains to say, well, we'll accept that. You ain't going to get that. We ain't going to get this, and we ain't going to get that. So, and with that, I'm going to turn that over to you, Cliebo. Give him the time, Bobby.
Post my time, 3 minutes. Okay. They get an F. Yeah. They get an F for failure. Fanatical failure. Man, the same with the Democrats, man. They gonna lie to you, make it sound fly to you, so you can get them votes. And then when you get them votes, they're gonna put you out on the street and treat you like that you are. With politicians, bro. Politics in general, they all can be bought. So the interests of Black people shouldn't go towards politics. It should go in we should turn our interests within our own community. We need to set up how we can communicate with each other to get our stuff done as a whole. Like a political party need to be about us and not what they're doing with the country. Because they don't care about us. They don't care about our concerns or nothing. We can cry, march, fight, revolute, do all that. They don't care. Biden just signed a bill sending how much over there to Ukraine? How much he just gave Ukraine? How much?
$15 billion.
$15 billion. Billion. Tupac said, "You got money for woe, can't feed the poor." They ain't trying to see nothing about us, man. So the politics need to go towards us. We need our own political party for us, not about this government, but for us and how we can survive over here and thrive over here. That's how I feel about politics in general in this country. They don't care nothing about us, man. And we, no matter what we do or how intelligent we try to let them know that we are, how human we try to prove we are, they don't care. They know. They know how intelligent and human we are. They know who run it. That's why they hate it. And I'm talking about the racist haters. It's not all of us. Well, it's all of us, because you're still benefiting off what the racist hate has done. And you ain't trying to rectify it. That's how I feel about it.
With that, we talk about Ukraine dominating. I'm gonna give you some more time. Dominating the news. I mean, like I said, you turn on the news, that's all you keep hearing. And I mentioned about what Al Sharpton had pointed out about we need to find other sources of information, because, like, I know black people still getting killed, but you ain't hearing about that. Okay, all kinds of stuff still happening, but they got it. They, because he was saying how people were complaining to him on Politic Nation, why you ain't talking about nothing else but Ukraine?
Right. Do you know what's going on in Ukraine with black people? You seen that footage?
I seen some of that footage too. And that's what I was pointing out before, that there's Ukrainians living in this country, been living here. But when Black Lives Matter was going on, you didn't see no Ukrainians at the march.
No, they don't like us. They wouldn't even let us escape from over there.
Okay, so we need to be.
You got some.
Ukraine. I mean, I feel sorry for the bombing and the killing, but I mean, I can just go pull some pictures up of Black Wall Street. I can go pick some pictures up of slavery, people hanging on the limbs. Wasn't nobody concerned about us,
bro.
So
within the last,
we look out for ourselves. Go ahead.
Within the last 15 years, different cities and countries have been bombed, and America didn't care because it wasn't no Christian white country. How many people have died within the last 15 years throughout all these different cities and countries? They're not going to point out nothing against us. They're not even making that national news how the Ukrainians are kicking black people off the train trying to escape, off the subway, keeping them from escaping because they black, letting their dog and cat get in a seat before somebody black. Don't you know that but several African presidents and leaders have been killed because they wouldn't let the vaccination come in the country within the last year? They're not going to point out stuff that affect us. Oh, they care about Ukraine. It's a white Christian country. Russia shouldn't be doing. Russia just handling their business. You're not going to unite with United Nations and bring nuclear stuff right here this close to countries. You crazy? We're going to come get our land back then, since it's like that. And America need to stay out of other folk business. We got problems here, but y'all worrying about Ukraine? Really? And Ukraine don't care nothing about us. They don't care nothing about us. This country don't care nothing about us. America don't care nothing about black people or Hebrew people or the indigenous people of this country. They don't care nothing about us. And so why we should care about them? I don't care that they bomb, let them bomb it all up. That's on them. That ain't got nothing to do with me. We didn't say bomb Ukraine. Why should we stop it? When they come here, we worry about that, right? That's when America need to worry about somebody coming here. Because Obama signed that act that you can have war on America. You send these troops to help Ukraine, and they hate niggas. They hate black people, excuse me. They hate Hebrews. The whole world hate us, and we can't keep worrying about world affairs. That's why we in the mess we in. Well, I don't care nothing about Ukraine getting bombed. Russia get bombed. All of them folks, let them bomb each other up. But I'm gonna tell you about Russia, the only country ain't never go down to Africa and capitalize and try to make them something. Russia didn't participate in the slave trade neither. And Russian museums show the black Jesus, show all the black disciples. That's something they ain't telling you. Russia, evil country, it's communist. You can't say what you want to say. America, evil country, it's capitalist. You can't do nothing you want to do when you got people following. Malcolm X dead, Dr. King dead, Medgar Evers dead, Tupac dead. Anybody ever say something against this country? What happened when they got people behind them? They died. Mutula Shakur in jail. How many Black Panthers in jail, OG? Still to this day ain't did nothing but spoke right. We need to get by us. We need to be by us.
Before I pass the mic, I said that you want to respond into that, Umar?
He has his point. He has his views. When it comes to war, there's an old African proverb: when the elephant war, the grass suffers. I'm always concerned about the people. I'm always concerned about those who are oppressed, no matter what country they're in. I'm always concerned about the people who have nothing ultimately to do with the war. We are always the one that's suffering over the stakeholders or the people who has the power decisions. So, in Islam, as a Muslim, I'm taught that to save a life is like to save all of humanity, but to kill a life is like killing all of humanity. And in my years, I've seen nothing but humanity die over decisions that we're not in control of or has nothing to do with our community. So yes, we have to get to a point to resolve issues to resolve issues other than what they call the military industry or the war industry, where these companies get to sell more warheads or sell more planes or sell more masks. That's who's really profiting off this situation. And then on my level of life, I don't know what the bigger picture is for them who's causing the war. There's definitely an end goal for them to have this war. Does it have anything to do with us or more? Does it have anything to do with more employment? I don't know. But right now there are people suffering, whether it's Africans can't get on the train, Ukraine's fleeing their home. At the end of the day, people are suffering, and that's where my concern is at. And I don't understand how they could send this big relief plan of money, funds overseas when they have problems here in the United States that needs the same opportunity or funding to help our problem. Because you know the work we do every day, and a lot of times we do it for free. And if they got that type of paper to help fund situations, then I want to see just like you have a Department of Homeland Security, I want to see a Department of Homelessness that's going to address what we got going on the streets. Because it's not in the eyes of morality, none of it is right until you take care of your own people. So the Biden-Harris administration, you have to start taking care of your own people instead of worrying about what's going on across seas, because you have people that voted for you, that helped put you in office, that you're not serving, that you're not helping. The real estate industry is steady going up on the rent. During COVID, more people got put out of their homes than any other time because the banks and the California Department of Real Estate did not lessen up on the rent. So all I'm saying is, whenever there's a war, when the elephants rumble, the grass suffer.
You make a good point there. I think again, this wars, man, benefit somebody. We already know that. Especially gun dealers and stuff like that. They definitely benefit those people. And oftentimes, they talk about strategy. They were saying if you're a president and you get a war going, or you're a president at a wartime, you're more likely to stay in office. So a lot of it could be, political juggling around. But again, I think our concern need to be, because when I hear Biden tell me, we ain't gonna get the people no planes because we basically said you might piss Putin off some more. That's what it sounds like. Then he's scared of Putin. And it must be a reason. And if it's nuclear weapons, okay, what protection do you have for us? Now, we already know the president got a bomb shelter. All the legislators, they got a bomb shelter to go to. What about us? You don't even hear them even talking about nothing. Because basically they say if there's a nuclear war, y'all black folks and poor people going to be the first to go. Y'all going. That's a wrap. So with that being said, why are they worrying about a nuclear war when they got bomb shelters? He got him somewhere to go. So something else is going on, so it really shows that, to me, Biden and their whole administration is weak. He running around the world, but they're weak. He even scared, we still dealing with ain't nobody above the law. Trump ain't in jail yet. So they got a lot of their own problems over here that they trying to distract from. But I got our mind about doing a campaign for Ukraine. Like everybody in the country supposed to go Ukrainian today. And forget, war is war. You know what I mean? And we at war. We got people dying every day. They want to commit Jedi mind trick. Y'all ain't no war. Black people ain't in no war. Y'all, it's peaceful and everything is going on all right. Y'all don't have to worry about nothing. Y'all got democracy. We got democracy. And another point you make it really important, Umar, about the lobbyists, because we need to have our own. We really, really do, because we can't depend on nobody speaking for us nowhere. We can't depend on Harris speaking for us. Everybody get a political job. Sometimes, for whatever reason, they quit speaking for us and start speaking for the whole system. I got to speak for everybody. Everybody. I'm not with that. I think we need to look out for ourselves for real, and start some kind of real movement, Cliebo, it's on you.
I agree with what you said. We can't depend on today's politicians, because for whatever reason they may be good starting out, but when they get to that position, something happened to them, man. Maybe Satan get a hold on them or something, bro, because they sure switch up on you once they get in. It might be something we don't know nothing about to keep us, to keep us where we at. The status quo for the government, they probably good. Just like you said, when they get the bomb, and if they get the bomb in America, what we gonna do? The president not gonna be straight. What the people gonna do? They're not even pushing no bomb shelter thing like they used to do in the 40s and 50s, getting people to try to build bomb shelters in their land. They're not even saying nothing like that. And I don't want to talk too much conspiracy. They like to label conspiracy. When you start telling the truth, they don't want to come out. But if you look at your new $20 and new $10 bill, it tell you what they're gonna do. If you fold it a certain way, it show a tidal wave coming through New York City. And if you fold the other bill a certain way, it show a bomb hitting the side of it. A nuclear bomb causing a tidal wave to destroy it. Also with this conspiracy stuff, they got a plan to eliminate so many people off the face of the world. The New World Order is they're supposed to kill a lot of people in order to have a nice economically and environmentally fit world society. That's part of their plan. It's over here in Georgia. This is a town. This is country town, city called what is that town called? Anyway, it's a Blue Devils. I forgot the name of the city, but it's like not far from Warner Robins, Georgia, where they have a whole plaque, a whole stone wall telling you their plans for the future. It's the man commissioned it, bought the land, and had it built. They don't know where the man at or who he was, and it is still there. But how many people they won't kill off and this and that, and what you're supposed to do during these times? They planning this, man. They trying to plan a end world scenario. They put you all on the same dollar. They get you all in your shots. They get you all chipped up, and you can't buy or sell. All this stuff is written. They trying to bring it to fruition. They're trying to do this. You got all this evil stuff going on. And you can't understand why they doing this. Why are you supporting these people? You're not supporting these people. Why are you oppressing these people and you're helping these people? Because and you can't understand why, but you really get to the ancients, you really get to the prophecies, and you really get into stuff that people try to say is just man-made, man-written, but stuff coming to truth, stuff coming to light, then you can't deny what's going on, and you can't deny why it's going on. You know, it's a lot of reasons why people want power, they want greed, so they feel like if they kill off the best, they get rid of the best, and they have the weak, they can control better. They have the weak-minded, they can control better. All this is also, yeah, we at war. We've been at war. Black people been at war. We've been at war like a long time, like years, centuries. They've been a war on us, and like for real, for real, for real. Now, but when it started affecting them, then they want to try to make changes. Like let's just go back 20, 30 years to the 80s. Let's just take it right to the 80s right quick. The crack epidemic was affecting the black community. And so what they did is try to help us. They didn't try to help us. They made rules that hurt us. Like crack, you get caught with crack, you go to jail. You get caught selling crack, you go to jail. You know, now 30 years later, this epidemic, these pill epidemics, whatever they call morphine pills, these white folk addicted to is affecting them. So their help is no, we're not going to put them in jail. They need help. We're going to give them help and get them rehab. And we're going to make laws and rules that affect everybody. Like people that really need the pain pills can't get them now. They can't get the higher strength pain pills now because of the epidemic on the drugs that's affecting them. Anything that affects them, they make a change. Anything that affects us, they make a change to make it worse for us. Until we realize what they're doing, it's been a war on us. Edgar Hoover said himself, it came out of his mouth, I'm scared of there being a black messiah. We cannot let another black messiah come through and make changes to the Roman Empire. This is the Roman Empire, bro. Like they give us freedom to have religion and freedom to speak. All that is pacifying. That's to pacify us. That's to pacify us. This is an entertainment society where the entertainers are treated like gods. Y'all right out there in LA. You see how them actors act out there? Y'all right out there. You see it. It may not be spoke of, but they act like they run the world. They're above the law. This is an entertainment-driven world. And a lot of this stuff, war stuff, is a war machine to get money and entertain. Because the ones running is entertainment.
With that, we go. This is our first production. It's going short. We got a few more minutes. So before we close, Umar, take a few minutes. Tell people what you do and how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, I want to take these few minutes also to say, man plots, God plans, and God is the best of planners. As our ancestors, we are the answers to our ancestors' prayers, and we're still here. No matter since they landed here, they've been trying to get us off the face of the earth, the face of the earth. As the son of Adam, as the daughters of Eve, as the son and daughters of Adam and Eve, we're not going anywhere. And if we do, and if they are successful at removing us, we're going back with our Lord Most High. So there's no fear of whatever plot that they have against population. There's no fear in me of whatever they have planned. My name is Umar Hakim-Dey. I'm the director for Intellect, Love, and Mercy Foundation, founders of Humanitarian Day. And I'm also the founder of Encourage, which is an advisory to help purpose-driven organizations and individuals scale their capacity through audience insights, program development, and one-to-one coaching. You can find me at on Instagram at INKERIJ_ the word encourage. So, there's a lot that's going on around us, but the individual has to be rooted so solid that their plan is not going to disrupt or move us in any way, because we're on the land of Tongva and we are still fighting an indigenous struggle. So, you know, and it is time that the Biden-Harris administration pay attention to domestic needs, because it's not only us that's suffering under their administration. The whole United States is not benefiting from any from this administration and or from the previous administrations that have preceded them. So they have a lot of people that are whose public opinion is not with them.
Cliebo.
I agree. Yes, sir. With Doctor.
Take a little minute before we wrap it
Can
up.
I what?
Take a little moment to tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how they get in contact with you.
All right. Well, I am Minister Clifford L. Smith. I am a gospel hip hop producer and author, writer, and actor. You can find me. You can just Google Cliebo Smitty to find my new music. Got a gospel rap album coming out pretty soon, and I have a single on YouTube right now called Rock's Will by Cliebo Smitty, TFP, and as TFP is time for profits. And I'm not saying I'm a prophet. I'm saying it's time for profits. The day and age we got going on. I also do community work. I have Gold Mountain Entertainment LLC, Grass Street Records LLC. I do music. I do produce. So if you want to get beats, you can. But my main focus of doing all this is I'm starting a church, and the church is on the go. You don't have a building. You are the church, but we're going to have church whenever 2 or 3 have church. God is in the midst, but God is everywhere anyway. So whenever 2 or 3, God is there as we give praise. So I'm going to take this church on the road, which is why I did a gospel album. When I do tour, it's a revival. And I'm with my people. I'm with us. I'm for us, by any means necessary. And I'm here to give truth and life and to let you know that it ain't the end, that we bring hell on earth, and heaven and hell is a place, and it may not be your next destination.
I like that. I want to just say a few more words about finish here, Bobby. Again, Bobby's going to take all of this and wrap it all up, man, and give it back to us in a few days or whatever. He's going to put the finishing touches on it. But I just want to just say to people that's going to be watching this, we ain't going to give up. Don't give up. Do not give up, okay? And believe what you see. Believe what you hear. Don't go for the Jedi mind trick at all. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to forget about what's really, really, really going on. And I'm with Umar. We got to get something together. We got to build up our PAC committee. We got to start doing our own lobbying. Quit waiting. Quit going to the bars, hanging out at the basketball game, you know, and the football game, and start hanging out at in City Hall somewhere, up in the Capitol somewhere. You know what I mean? So with that, I want to just thank both of you gentlemen for coming, man, and appreciate your input, y'all regular commentators, and I love y'all, man. It's an early Sunday morning we doing this, man. So peace.
Peace. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Much love. God is good.
Yes,
all day long.
Hey, Bobby Buck Promotions.
Yeah, y'all. It's a new day, y'all. Yeah. We got some business to take care of. Lots of business. The people are dying every day, shedding tears every way. Oh my God, I feel their pain. Oh my God, who's to blame? We need another day.